Start to wrap that up. Stop and acknowledge your partner. All right. Okay, great. So, and also Linda and Jim wanted to also welcome you. Thank you for being here and visiting the seminar. So the seminar sessions will have different categories of people. So there are people registered in the seminar, which is the majority of who's here, guests who have not done the Landmark Forum, and then we have another category called visitors, which are people who have completed the forum and they're visiting. They're not in this seminar, and they're visiting the seminar, and thanks for being here. Good to see you both. All right, so who will read the intentions? So the intention of the seminar as well as the intention of tonight's session. Yeah, Beth. You can do it right from there.
Integrity, the bottom line. Session number 2. Intention of the seminar. To create a relationship to Word as the source of designing a life of workability, freedom, and possibility.
Okay, good. And can you hear her over there? Okay. All right, can you do it again?
Yes.
All right, a little louder.
Integrity, the bottom line. Session number 2. Intention of the seminar. To create a relationship to Word as the source of designing a life of workability, freedom, and possibility. Intention of tonight's session. To distinguish the first level of integrity as the foundation for building a life of workability, freedom, and possibility.
All right, awesome. Yeah, okay, good. Thank you, Beth. All right, so you guys here, let's acknowledge Beth. So here's one thing that you can start developing yourselves in, and this isn't necessarily part of the seminar, but I said last session that I'm committed that you be heard. You be heard. You know, like Renee was speaking about having a voice. You know, and if you're gonna do this, you're gonna enroll people in what you're creating, what you're inventing for yourself in your life. You got to be heard. Okay, so one register for that is you got to. So if you have a commitment to being heard, where are you going to have to look? Where would you look?
At yourself.
Well, Douglas is saying at yourself. Okay, any other answers, Nikki?
In my speaking?
Well, you might be present to what you're actually saying. That would probably be a good place. But if you have a commitment to being heard, where are you going to be looking, Renee?
At the audience?
You're going to be looking out here. This out here in the world is your register for are you heard or not. See, especially for who knows yourself as you're kind of low toned or people you're quiet. People have a hard time hearing you. Your experience of yourself is going to be your audible, right? But if you're actually out here, you might have to speak 10 times louder than you would normally speak if you have a commitment to being heard. All right, so just something to be present to, just notice. You can practice it in here so that you're out in life, people can actually hear you. All right, great, Beth. So thanks for creating that. So this seminar is about you bringing forth a new realm of possibility for yourself, for your life, and leaving you designing a life of workability, freedom, and possibility. That's what we're up to in the seminar. So we're going to first complete on the assignment from last session because the assignments are where that's going to happen. The assignments are where you're going to take what you're getting in the seminar and you're actually going to take it out into reality. All right, so it's not going to happen. So whoever thought the seminar was happening in this room, is that where the seminar is happening?
No.
I mean, the seminar, like really, we're here together. This is just the huddle. This is not where the seminar is happening. I mean, not if you really want to produce results in your life. And the assignments are where the seminar is actually going to happen in your life. So we're going to first complete on the integrity of the assignment. So if you kept your word, you did the assignment, the entire assignment, raise your hand to acknowledge that. Okay, great, thank you. And then if you did not do the assignment, any part of the assignment, then just raise your hand to acknowledge that. Okay, got that, thank you. All right, now look. So I'm going to say something obvious, but maybe it's not obvious. Okay, so is there any workability in not doing the assignments in the integrity seminar? So somebody who didn't do the assignment, All right, so John Douglas, you didn't do the assignment. Is there any workability in not having done the assignment in the integrity seminar? No, why?
Because I let myself down and I let everyone else down as well.
Well, that might be an impact,
Right.
right? Because when you, this is for everybody, when you don't keep your word, what's your experience of yourself? Small, right? Is it, you're kind of, aren't you kind of diminished for yourself? You know, and that's actually part of the assignment, how you react when you don't keep your word. Like you get smaller for yourself. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, you know, there's no workability in it. Okay, so is there anything now that you'd like to say or recommit yourself to?
Going to complete the assignment number 1 tomorrow, and then do assignment number 2.
Great. Yeah, that's really awesome. Right? Because you could say, well, I'm going to do all the rest of the assignments, but you actually raised it up with, no, I'm going to complete session 1's assignment, and I'm going to complete sessions 2 assignment. That would really restore workability. Okay, good. All right, so, you know, and look, if you didn't do the assignment, now is a perfect opportunity to discover for yourself part of the assignment, which is how you react when you break your word. Observe what happens when you don't keep a promise. How do you react? It's there right now. I promise. For some of you, just notice the reactions that are coming up. How do you react when you don't keep your word? What do you do or avoid? Okay, so who wants to just say, like, what's right there? What are you noticing right now? Yeah, Ryan?
Confrontation.
Okay, confrontation, and then what's present for you is confrontation, and then what's your experience? Like, how are you reacting to that?
I was actually just like speaking overall, like not like holding up to it. When I don't
Little
follow
louder.
something, I actually don't really like the confrontation that may possibly happen in my head
Yeah.
with the person that I'm breaking my word with.
Yeah?
So it kind of makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
in all actuality, when I break through the conversation, it usually goes in like a complete opposite direction.
Okay, so you experience it as confrontation, and then you pull back from that.
Yes.
You avoid it. Okay, all right, good. So who else? How do you react yet? How are you reacting right now? Is what I want to get. Rachel?
Like nothing's wrong really, and I'm squirmy and I'm invasive and I'm just like ignoring the seatbelt that say like.
Yeah, you just act all nonchalant. It's all
It's
cool.
not that. It's not even that.
Yeah.
It's like so obvious to everyone else, but you know.
Yeah, that's how you walk around in life. Like people don't notice. Okay, good. How about over here? What are you noticing? How do you react? How are you reacting right now? Yeah, Joanne.
Well, I do this one, but it's interesting because I forgot everything I got going on, and then I remembered.
A little louder.
I remembered this afternoon that I had it, and I said, well, I kind of, I looked it over and verbalized it, whatever, but I didn't write it down. And I got up, walked away, and then the word integrity popped into my head. So I said, well, I have time, so I'll do it now this afternoon. So I did it. So what I'm feeling now is when you're asking us, if we did it, we didn't do it, I'm here relieved and feeling good that I made the decision
That's right.
and made it, that I was going to do it. I have the time, don't procrastinate, and do it. So.
All right, good. So and that's just the other side of it, right? So she did the assignment. And her reaction to this conversation is relief. Oh, thank God I did. I look good. Same reaction. Now, there isn't one. Rachel's reaction is not any worse or better than Joanne's reaction. It's all just there, automatic. All right, so we're going to take sharing from those of you who did do the assignment. So this isn't now you're going to try to retrofit. Gosh, how can I look back and actually say, no, this is you actually did the assignment, all right? So we're going to take each part of the assignment from last time. So the first part was to observe yourself in relationship to promises and promising. You were to notice what happens to you when you don't keep a promise. So we got some of that up now, but what did you see from doing the assignment? How do you react? What do you do or avoid? All right, so you'd like to share from that part. Yeah, Tracy?
I'd really rather share from the second part, but I'll share from this part.
Okay, now what was that?
What's that? was that? That was just my brain. That was just my internal dialogue.
Yeah, it was just your brain. Your
Yeah.
brain just spitting something out.
Yeah. At least it wasn't obscene. There might be more of it, really. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that was
That
it
was
too.
more of it. Okay, so would you like me to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you want to, anything you want to say, introduce yourself?
Oh, sure. My name is Tracy Queen, and I'm also a seminar leader. What's so funny about that? And
Okay, and
yeah.
stop.
Okay.
Okay. What was that?
More of my.
Yeah, but here, are you present today?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, now I'm interacting with, no, I would have interacted with, like this with anybody, but
Mhm.
really, you want to just start noticing where your speaking is coming from. It's just so automatic.
Yeah.
You're not even required. It's like machinery.
Yeah.
You know, I noticed myself, so I told, my video, I told you last session I'm recording the sessions. So I looked at the videos from last session with my coach, and here's what I noticed, is so now I'm gonna out myself, right, so you'll notice it when I'm doing it, but what I noticed was there were times when I did not lead what was actually in the seminar, and I said things that were like little jokey things, or little funny things. I thought they were funny. You probably thought they were really stupid. But in the session, I noticed when I would say one of those, and then I noticed the reaction that was out here. And I was like, whoa, that is not at all what I'm about to create. But it came from my speaking. I said something, and then there was some reaction out here. But the only thing is, the reaction that was out here is not at all what I'm leading the seminar for. And where the speaking was coming from was some attempt to make it with you. Like if I say something funny, then you'll like me more. And that's where it was coming from. And look, I'm not here for you to like me. I mean, it's great if you like me, but like that's just not what I'm here for. You know what I mean? I'm here for you producing the results that you're out to produce in your lives. And that's it. So what I'm at work on in my leading is I'm only leading from this work. I'm leading from what there is to provide, not just from something that my brain is generating. Yeah, so I'm like raising up the level of the seminar because you could, a lot of the speaking we do, you're not even required for it. It's like your internal dialogue is telling you to say something and it just spits something out. Yeah, and we're dealing with word. That's why I'm bringing this up. It's all, this whole seminar is about word.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tracy, what do you see about that?
No, I just get how automatic it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not needed for it. It's just right there. Yeah.
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 All right, good. All right, so what did you see about the assignment?
Well, I avoid, what happens when I don't keep a promise is a whole series of thoughts ensue about how I can either have it be that I actually did do I actually did keep the or just really ultimately it's like, how can I have it be that I didn't break a promise?
Yeah.
So I guess when I look at it, I just avoid it. It's all about being bad, being wrong. The past is right here in my face. Really in an instant, all that ensues. Like I shouldn't have to deal with this. If it was, if it wasn't for so-and-so circumstance or this person that did something, I wouldn't have to deal with this. And what about that last time when I did keep my promise? Don't I get anything for that? Really, just the whole world of it. Just
Yeah.
Avoiding dealing with it.
Got that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's see. Yes, Misha.
Hi, I'm Nisha, and I work as IT manager. So this is around the first question.
Yeah.
And my initial response was, I do feel bad, I feel guilty. But as I reflected more upon it, I realized it depends on who I'm breaking the promise with.
Hmm.
The closer, I'm with that person, I feel less guilty. And it also depends on, the type of personality they are. If they break promises all the time, I feel comfortable breaking them. And if I'm dealing with somebody who's very particular, then I feel more guilty.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's a combination of, if it's with myself, doesn't matter. If it's with my very close family, my son and my husband, it's okay, it's more casual.
Yeah.
So
Got that. And then, did you notice anything? Are your actions different? So your experience is different. Yeah. But then, do you do anything different, or what actions do you take? What do you see about
I
that?
would, close it more if it's with outside. With family, it's, nothing to discuss. So I did discuss with my husband and my son, have I broken any promises? I can't remember. And they were, no, we, don't remember anything. But then I thought about it more, subtle things, smaller things. Like my son would come back from school and he would take a nap for 30 minutes. And he would say, "Can you wake me up?" And I would say yes. But then I know he had been up last night for 2 a.m. and I, let him sleep for an hour and he'll be upset when he wakes up. So in my mind, I did the right thing. He needs his rest, but in his mind, I broke a promise.
That's right.
So it's things like that, and I tend to do things which I think are right, which I can justify, but I realize, it should be discussed and closed up front versus, making decisions on other people.
It's really good. So you could start to hear the justification
Yeah.
that's right there. Like that whole world of justification, but when really what's so is you didn't do what you said you were going to do.
Yeah.
Like that's what's real.
Yeah.
The justification is just how you explain it later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, really good, Misha. Thank you. All right, so then so that's good, right? Because then it also gave you the opportunity to identify and select a person with whom you had a broken promise or agreement. With that person, you were to clean up the mess you made by not keeping your promise or agreement and share what you didn't do, the impact of not doing it, and the possibility you're now inventing with them. All right, so who'd like to share what happened from that part of the assignment? Yeah, Patrice?
I'll be glad to share from that, and I also had a real breakthrough with integrity. So I'll start with the assignment. I called my sister. I forgot her birthday. She lives in California. What we used to do is call each other on our birthdays. And all my life, I've always called her on her birthday. I just didn't. That's about all I can say. I didn't want to call her and clean it up. I did call her, but this is the funny part because everybody's talking about justifying and being reasonable. She's actually going through a difficult time because her fiance passed away. So she's been experiencing grief, and she really didn't remember. And I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry I didn't call you your birthday." She said, "Oh, I didn't know that." And I was thinking, darn, I didn't know So in a way I was thinking, oh, darn, she didn't realize that that I hadn't called her and I didn't really have to go confess. But so that's all those feelings around it.
Yeah. Well, let's look at that for a second. So so what was the broken promise or agreement?
Okay, I guess it's an unspoken agreement that I always call her on her birthday.
Okay, so
To say happy birthday.
And so it's like expected, like you normally do that.
Yeah, it's an unspoken agreement. We've always done it for our whole life.
Okay, so this is we didn't look at this last session, but you could also expand this. You could look. So agreements might be something that you actually said you agree to, But it could also be what people would expect of you. You know, like your employer expects that you don't steal from them. Okay? You might not have actually said, I'm not going to steal from you. I agree not to steal. However, they expect you're not going to steal from them. Right? So there's like an expectation or an unspoken agreement there. And then what was the impact of not calling her?
I feel it impacted our relationship, meaning there's maybe some broken trust.
Okay. And what was the impact on you?
Well, yeah, I was feeling the loss of, maybe she won't want to talk to me now, maybe my sister's not my friend anymore, because we've always had that relationship where we're friends and sisters.
Yeah, and didn't you say you were actually kind of avoiding her?
And then I was avoiding her
Yeah.
because, forgot her birthday, so I've been avoiding her since October.
Yeah. Now all of that's impact, you guys, right? So when I'm talking about impact, it's like there is something in reality. In reality, you're not calling your sister. Okay? All right, got that. And then now was that? Forget whether she knew about it or not. Was that impact still there?
Oh, it was.
Totally.
It was there, yeah.
Yeah.
And I also, it was all mixed up with, she's going through this grief, I should have been there for her. Those are all sort of, like you said, the unspoken things, like, there's sort of an agreement that if a friend is in pain, you need to be there for them. So I was having all that going on, forgot her birthday, wasn't there for her when she lost her, her fiance, and all of that was there.
And you're walking around with all that.
And I'm walking around, and I don't even want to call her then, because I do and I don't, then I've got to confess. I call it confessing, when you kind of own up to something and.
Well, okay, good. So I got that, right? And I want to be clear, we're not confessing. So when I talk about we're gonna create later in the session restoring integrity, it's not a confession. Okay, so we're not. You're not. It's not. I'm not a priest. I'm not going to teach you in that. Okay. All right, Patrice. So what possibility did you create with her?
I'll just clean up my language. I called to get clear. I acknowledged that I forgot her birthday. I acknowledged the impact. I said I haven't been there for you. And she was really okay. She said, no, it's fine. I didn't sense there was any real holdback there.
Okay.
She was okay with it. And I did want to mention that thing though. For a minute, I thought I'm off the hook. When she said, I didn't know you didn't call.
Yeah.
I didn't notice you didn't call. But then I thought later, no, because it would still be there.
Totally. Yeah, whether you said it or not. I mean, Rachel pointed to it before. You walk around, everybody else knows there's an elephant on the back. You're pretending like it's not there.
Yeah, and it would have been there. And if I'd never, and I was kind of tempted to just never bring it up.
Yeah.
To just kind of walk around like,
so
nothing's wrong, but it would have been there, yeah.
So the last part of it, so I don't hear. So you didn't sound, so I don't hear you created a new possibility.
I did say yes, and I will always call you on your birthday.
I got that's an action you're going to take.
Okay.
Okay. Which is not a possibility. So what possibility do you want to create in your relationship with your sister?
Just to be, call more often and be there for her in a more immediate way.
Okay, so if you were calling her more often, for what? What do you want to have that provide in your relationship with her?
Just relatedness, knowing where she is, what's happening with her. I think it's a little challenging when it's long distance.
No, that's a justification we make up.
All right.
Yeah, it's a total justification. So relatedness. If you could have anything you wanted in your relationship with your sister, what would it be?
It would be relatedness. And she actually invited me to come visit, so that was nice, in the next 6 months. So, so that was a good sign, I thought. But yes, I want the closeness and the relatedness.
Yeah, so that's what there is to call her back with. Like, look, this is the kind of, I want a profound, close relationship with you.
Yeah, I really do.
You really do. Okay, good. So when will you have that call with her?
Actually, I think I could do it tonight since she's on the West Coast.
Great.
Okay.
Okay, and come back next week and share about that.
All right.
All right, so get with your partner and share anything you saw in doing the assignment. Okay, so just what you saw about doing the assignment, and if you didn't do the assignment, you want to complete that with your partner. All right, just acknowledge you didn't do the assignment, and that now any impact that you saw from that and what you're re-promising or committing yourself to. Okay, so go ahead and tell you when to switch.